Danse. Greetings. Um, I'm still trying to get myself going. Oh, Danse. Good morning, my son. How are you doing? Mm, Well, now we'll continue talking about yesterday and other little, all the creatures that live amongst us who we share with Mother Earth here. I got an email saying, why do Bigfoot want to bring harm to humans? Or why do the star people want to live on our planet? You know, as we all say, you know, it is what it is. And I say, and many of my um, council members that agree with me, that we all share Earth with many creatures, humans, creatures, spirits. And it is important that we do accept what is here, but we have a right not to allow to enter our homes or to not be part of it. So let me say good morning to many people who have come in. Um, let's see, Danse, my son Sparky, Lisa Ann, good morning, many blessings, and another sweet child of mine, CP. How am I feeling? The migraines are still, they're coming towards my face to the left side and going down my neck. My husband says, what are you stressing over? Oh, greetings, welcome. Greeting, Marcy. Griff, another sweet child of mine. And the most excitement man that likes to give the world tour. Hi, hi, Mr. Ace. This short live will be kind of short, maybe 45 minutes. My granddaughter wants to come with me and her, she calls him Tata, and they call me Nana or Nunosh. Roger, greetings, wants to come and visit for the day, and plus Wednesday, you know where I'm at. She'll be with me there. And country, Miss Jen. Um, Greetings to everyone. Many blessings. I am very grateful for you joining my life. I'd like to say hi. Hi. Um, I had two orders to do a turquoise and purple and brown of a wind catcher and do the family tree, which is a symbol of love. I had used the last of my purple. I'm still waiting on the shipment. I only got like 40 of the purple and green and yellow, and that went quick. Because when I had gotten some orders, you know, this is the colors they want. Now I have another order. She wanted turquoise and purple feathers, and I know I feel so bad. But I did make a phone call and ask for a shipment of feathers, or just send me the feathers and I can dye them. But I prefer them do it because then it takes me like 3 weeks to dry. And I still have some lavender. Let's see, this is fresh lavender. And I put fresh lavender on there. That way you can put it on your shell, your little shell, and you can burn it, and it gives that scent. For another customer, and it's been this week, these past 2 weeks has been a little busy. And I think, yes, that's where I'm kind of tired and um, worried about everybody. Yes, I know I'm not supposed to sense people, but if it comes right me like a bolt of lightning, you know how lightning hits Mother Earth? That's how I get it. And it's like the communication that's telling me this person or another person is drawing to me very tight and calling me out. And it's understandable that many people have hard time and they're in need of prayers. I'm always there for prayers. Marcy, don't say, sweetheart, thank you. Um, I'm here for everyone, no matter how people feel or and I know that some of them are being very overwhelmed in other things, trying to control or take care of things. So, and believe me, I totally understand. My husband says I try to please everyone and I still get attacked. But as you know, being 63 and trying to take care of everything, I'm normal just like another human being. So I know that there is a few people that have a hard time understanding who I am, what I'm about, and then asking me, what nationality am I? What is my race? Okay, I've spoken it many times. I am Blackfoot, full grown Blackfoot. So, those that don't understand what Blackfoot tribe is, we're also another true native. And yes, we are just like any other human beings that we do for our relatives, our community. Um, there is elders, as myself as an elder, and also a council member. So we try to help our relatives in different tribals. And they say, well, are you an army? No, we're not an army. We are, some of them are researchers that we go out investigate on many different creatures and try to help or give the spirits a helping hand. So um, okay, Candy, Roger, CP, Sparky, Sam, Lisa, and thank you so much, Sparky. I appreciate that. And Mr. Griff, I don't race too old. I agree, too old. Um, again, I'm not going to say that long because my grandbaby wants, she is the youngest out of the 25. Yeah. You know, since I get these, my the pressure on my baby is not really letting me focus on certain stuff. And I tell myself, breathe, move it to the side, continue your, what you always do. Anyway, she's 9 years old. She's the youngest. Now, of the grandchildren, not the great grandchildren, and I have my three girls. I have more girls than boys. I tell my kids, what's going on? Is this a race between girls and boys? But it's okay. Whatever our Father and the Creator and Mom and Daddy do. That's all between them. But I'm happy, blessed to have this mini grandbaby. So, oh goodness, stop. And I even plugged my phone last, and I woke up and I only had 2%. So I'm charging. Oh my goodness, we have a lovely gentleman. He is my son. I am proudly just invite him and allow him to come in the stage. Sparky.
Hey, Mama, how's it going?
I'm doing okay. How are you, son?
Always good. The dogs are going all nuts because people are working about an acre away. But besides that,
And we're playing games behind. Never
yeah,
don't.
he's working a swing shift, so he just got up, came down. He's like, I'm gonna zone for a while. Then he's off to work till 11 or 12.
Wonderful, wonderful. Um, Many people have even said, "Wow, you don't look like you can have that son." I said, Sparky is a son through how I invite him into my life, which I call him my son. And they were like, "Oh wow, you've got many children." I have many adoptions that I do take care of here, and I do have many ones that I sponsor or continue to say in my life. And the one lady, she was from Dakota, and she was asking me, "Oh, are you trying to catch up to me?" So
It is an honor for you to give me that title.
my pleasure, sweetheart. My pleasure. Very much, very important to me, just as well as many of them here in my community. And how was your Father's Day?
Oh, it was amazing. We went out with my daughter's getting married here in the end of the year or fall. And so we went out with the in-laws. We did morel hunting, got a whole bunch of that, which great because go out to nature and it's more of easier to get to know everybody and build that bond of the families coming together. So it was a great time. I kind of heard after that because we walked up and down a mountain a couple times, but that comes when you get older.
Yeah, I know, because when I was over at the res, and they have brought a big block of dry ice. And what we do is we put a towel over it, walk up, slide down. My husband looked at me. "Oh no, you're not." "Oh yes, I am. I'm going with the kids. Your knees, and you got that plate on your hip and leg, and oh, I just have to try to lift my legs to cross, and it's too." So my legs were out like this. Soon as I got halfway, I flew, and the ice was still coming behind me.
Too much fun.
Yes, it was. I kind of needed a little extra punch. But it was awesome to be there with family and stuff. So it was really gorgeous. Also, we were talking about my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter. She's 28, and she's getting married in March. So we were all discussing how we got the dress already. It's beautiful.
That's the hard one, is the dress.
Yeah, trying about 40 dresses. No, I looked. Who's crying? Me. My daughter was it. Me. Everybody had a bet. I bet you Nana's gonna cry first. So she had asked me, "Oh, what about this one?" "It's nice, but what do you feel? She goes, I don't know. I said, okay. So the lady was very kind and brought like 10 at a time. And then we kept 15. And then after that 40, there was 15 that she liked. So we tried them all again. And she said, no, I think after 4 mamusos, she was deciding what dress. So the dress
Right.
she picked is very beautiful, very beautiful. And I think this will be it because I cried, then my daughter cried, and then my granddaughter, she was tearing and she says, I like this. And I said, can you feel it yourself in this dress? Even it's on you, but can you feel from the inside? And she said, yes. Because then that you know that's the dress for you.
That's like my daughter asked me if I want to go down with her when she was trying on the dresses. I'm like, no, because no, I will lose it. I will totally lose it because it's hard,
Yes.
give that up. And then she's like, Dad, by the way, I'm wearing cowboy boots. I was like, awesome.
Griff says, I spent Father's Day doing what others wanted me to do. Not anymore. Not anything I want to do. Oh, Griff, I'm sorry they wanted you to do things you didn't want to or you didn't feel. Father's Day is beautiful. It's blissful. It's just knowing you have that title and be honored, you know. I do know that some of the fathers are not in the picture as a family, but you know what? Still, if they can still communicate and enjoy a barbecue together, that's awesome. And believe me, it is communications for both sides of the families. Even
For many
she's
of them, like
mm,
myself, is like my father wasn't really a father,
right.
but I had father figures
Correct.
around me. So, like growing up, I had my grandfather, I had 2 other older gentlemen that would come in. And so, Father's Day, I would actually tell them Happy Father's Day because they were always there.
Yeah, my husband says you have like 50 Father's Day cards. Who are they for? I said, our children, but they're not even with them. But they're both married to somebody else, but they bring their other half with them and they communicate, which is very important for children. And I did some friends that are very close to me. I just a card saying, wishing you a Father's Day. And he's like, oh my gosh. He goes, you do this even with mothers. And I said, yeah. He goes, but yet you don't get one back. I said, it's okay. That is okay. I've got texts. Hey, happy Mother's Day, Mama. You know, I don't, me, I'm always giving. And this is what many council people say. You're blinded. I said, no, I'm the Father, the Creator's gift. He tells me what to give, what to send out, what to receive. So, I've always had believe that. Now, I went into my shed looking for some more feathers, as I was saying to do dream catcher. I found my box of my bow. That thing is 55 years old.
So
I must
awesome.
have, I boxed it very carefully. I'm like, what's in this big old tall? It's taller than me almost. Well, not, I'll say about 4.5. And I really, yeah, I'm gonna bring it up.
Yeah, you got to show that off. That's amazing. My mom was getting that. If anybody has any questions for her, you can throw them in the chat and I'll read them to her.
And here,
Oh, you might have to take your backdrop off to actually show that
that's
off.
what I'm doing. Mm. There is my arrow. Whoop. There we go. I have
That is
bigger
so
ones.
cool.
I have gosh, been so long since I've seen the. Oh, that's right. I did lose 3 of the feathers.
Yes, Sam, that is awesome.
I wanted to make sure it is protected.
Marcy says, "Oh, beautiful."
That
Yeah,
feather
that's
right
amazing.
here is 55 years old too. That's what
Wow.
when we went hunting for birds. So
Not a lot of people do that anymore.
there you go.
Hey, first. So Sam says she actually went up and hugged a tree and asked it to touch by a limb, and then asked it to touch her face, and it slowly actually went over and brushed her face. Amazing.
I tell you, trees listen and they are alive, and they will also give you the energy you need, even if you are sick. They will help you. I gotta. It
So
smells old.
Country Roads is talking about actually doing bull hunting. It's, to me, it's the most in tune in nature you can get, because you do have to get closer. You do have to learn how to read animals and where to go. It's a beautiful thing when you do it.
And when you do, you have to relax. You have to tell your mind and take a couple deep breaths so you could feel comfortable when you're pulling back. And you got to make sure your arm is the same as the arrow. And then when you let go, your arrow's going to go. But if your string is wobbly, then it's going to go like this and fall. But you have to make sure the grooves are straight. And when you have a natural arrow like the rock, like mine is, I have 2 of them. One I take out and I put, and then I return over it and then go. You have to make sure it's right. So that way you know yourself you're there to kill something, protect you, or to eat. And when you do, you have to share with your community. So
Hi, Sleeping Bear. Yeah, archery is it's fun, and even if you have a small backyard, you can put up a backstop and a target and start doing like expedition shooting. I love doing that, like shooting in wedding rings and cutting tea bags and all that kind of stuff. You can make it really fun, so that way when you go out, you are on, and like Mama said, is like you don't want to shoot at anything that you don't think you can take, because if you're a bad archer, you could wound an animal, and then that's no good.
you have to make sure, just like how I did my bear. Now, I had to do twice grab, and you got to do it right. If you don't do it right, then you're actually just, if you don't aim right where you're supposed to on the animal, then it can. But if you don't, then you're going to have to keep running into, however many bows you need to take out. So I feel that, yes, I was lucky, and it's a good thing I did sharpen my arrows, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't have the bear. Dunsey, sleeping bear, you're correct, Griff. Forrest, welcome, welcome. Let me put this back. I brought this in. I gave my son my other one, and hey, what are you gonna do with that one, Mama? Because I'd rather have the other one that you used to use when we were little. I have 3 bows. This one was my favorite. This is the one I killed with. My husband said, "You're gonna auction it off?" I said, "I wasn't thinking of that." He goes, "Well, why don't you do it so they can feel all the energy you put in it?" I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be like it's like your grandkids, which, if one actually gets into it, that would be what an honor. And Sleeping Bear, correct. If you're hunting big game, you especially need to know where all the vitals are. Like Mom said, is like where to actually hit them.
Yeah. You
Or
have
you'd be
to
tracking for miles.
That is very true. And I believe me, I miss a couple. I thought I got it. I just skinned it, and it moved. This one was a deer, and um, he moved quick. And I just barely skinned right when I'm like, oh my gosh, I never miss. Um, yes, I have, and I missed many times after that. But
I did that with I had an old girl I was trying to call out of the herd. She was salt and pepper. I mean, she was an old lady, but the reason why she's old, as soon as you let go and she heard that twang, she would either dive all the way down or jump all the way up. And so I had like 5 shots on her, and every time I'm like, girl.
that's the same thing with him. And it looked like he was like teasing me, because he would run, jump, and then stay still and turn. I said, you're playing games with me. And then Rahak says, you got to concentrate, talk to him, but in your mind. So when the chief had showed me some more how to communicate, I was like, okay. So I waited, and I snuck on the right side, and he was still on the left by the the 2 trees that go like a Y. And when I went more of the right behind that tree, there was a lever where I could just have my hand up to turn this way, to bend down, and then release. It took me just 7 times to try, but I got him.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. I kept having to position myself in different ways, but I finally got him. Things like that. I was just even talking about this too with my grandkids. Nah, tell a story. Tell a story. So I did.
If somebody wants to get into was it Country Roads was talking about maybe going bear. If you do want to practice like mad, like Mom said, look for, they call them 3D archery contest, and they're basically a 3D target that's like bears or whatever they're set out, and they'll have a spot where you have to put your foot. So like Mom was saying, you have to go under a tree, around a limb. So you have to move around. It really helps you when you actually do go hunting.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, I hear him.
My dog just scared the crap out of me.
Anybody have any questions? I do apologize for going to be a short one. My grandbaby, she There's about 45 miles, and I'm going to meet at the half point. And then she'll go with me tomorrow to her sister's house. So I said, yeah, I can use the company early in the morning because I leave here about 5:30. Get there in about 40 minutes. She unlocks the house. She'll text me, I know you left, so I unlocked the house, the door. I said, okay. I get there and I'm like, what happened in here? Oh, but it's okay. Let's see. Sam Brown, lay down. Played it. Oh, yeah. But see, bears are smart. When you lay down, it's only in the movies. I will say this. You lay down, they're going to sniff you. They're still going to get you. But thing is, you don't really run. You back away slowly. Well, a little fast, but don't show the speed of you because then they're going to charge. And also, if you are in a tree, closer to a tree, if you can climb up it and then start make noise, then they'll leave.
Yeah. Another one is like if when you're backing away, it's like a wolf. You don't look them directly in the eyes. Look down. It's so you keep them in your visual, but don't stare at them because if you don't stare at them, they'll, unless they're actually hungry and they really want you, they'll let you go away. And like Mama said, even a black bear, people are like, well, you can't climb trees because black bear will climb a tree. If you can climb a tree and it's after you that bad, you have a better chance of kicking it and yelling at it.
Right. Happy Tuesday. Yes. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I think I know why. No, you said Tuesday. There's McDonald's is having a thing for kids. That's why she wanted to come. So I can go get her something. But she is my beautiful, light-skinned. Her eyes change. They're like the sky. They'll change to like a blue-gray to a light blue. And she's got dark hair, very light skin. Her mama says, Mom, I'm going to put lotion on her or sun lotion. And she still burns. I said, well, God gave you one child much different than your other two. She says, yeah, I know. And I says, well, this is your little miracle baby. She says, yeah. My youngest daughter, excuse me, she's getting married too in October. She wants to get married around my birthday. I said, why? She says, I want Halloween. Halloween. Yeah. You know, people think that black is bad. No. I wear black pants so they can see I'm not little chunky. They say black make you feel thin. No. I don't know where that came up from. But she wants to, I thought she said she wanted to have it on the res. I said, it's different. It's really different. And you have to do tradition. And she says, really? And I said, yes. She goes, can you marry me? I said, on the res? Yes. Well, what about even here? Yes. But I still have to go to City Hall, get sworn in, and then sign your marriage license. She says, well, what about on the res? I just sign you bring and I just sign it. I don't have to swear in and all this and understand what their laws. I believe me, the United States has so many different laws.
Oh, yeah.
But she also had texted me this morning if I had made green, yellow, red, and orange and brown dream catcher earrings. I said, no, I have turquoise, lavender, purple, and blue. She says, well, can you start on those other ones? I said, what for? They're gifts.
Oh, the maids of honor gifts.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess I can start on that. And then one of the maid of honor's mother, she says, I didn't know you were Native American. I said, yes, I'm indigenous native. She said, oh, did I say it wrong? It's okay. Everybody, the people here in the United States say Native American. It's fine. She says, well, she showed me dream catchers you do. I said, yes, I do earrings and for the little ones for the cars and stuff. She goes, no, I want a big one. I said, how big? She says, well, like big like the monitor. I said, oh my, okay.
Wow.
Um,
That's a lot of work.
it is. And she wants purple, she wants yellow, she wants black, she wants brown, and orange. And I was like, those colors sound familiar. And she says, yes, I want to give it to my partner for her birthday. And I said, when's her birthday? In 3 weeks. Oh no, I can't do it in 3 weeks. Then she says, well, your daughter says you can do things, make things happen. I said, yes, but it takes me a while because I pray over them. I have to make sure I have it's the same family together. And that's a bigger one.
Not to mention that bigger one, your hands are going to cramp just doing the web, let alone doing the border and all the hangers and everything else.
But see, the design of the web she wants like a family tree in the middle. So I have to try to measure how far on around it. And I told my dog, would you give me into? Oh goodness. I'm like, okay. I'll try to do my best, but it won't be ready in 3 weeks. She says, I'll give you some money. That's not the thing, sweetheart. So
Again, that's somebody who means well but doesn't understand all the work in
my
how
daughter
many
had
times.
to explain.
Yeah.
She did. So, and she's from New England. And her accent, I was really trying to listen to it too as we were talking on the phone. And I look at my daughter and she says, Mom, it's okay. Just say, uh-huh, uh-huh. No. I'm learning not to say, uh-huh, uh-huh. Shake your head. No, 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 no. Oh,
But yeah,
that cuss
sometimes
is.
Far East and down South is so hard to understand.
It is. Even if they lived here, say they lived here since a kid, they still have that accent. So, yes, it will be a lot of work. All right. So, real estate agent, Danse, greetings. Does anybody have any questions of the Satangas, spiritual orbs, Dogman?
Native customs.
Yes. I know people, I can feel many of them here thinking how to ask. Just ask.
Well, we could you could explain uh what Sam was talking about when she went over, hugged a tree, was talking to the tree, was
Oh,
standing next to a
yes.
limb and asked the tree to touch her, and the limb came over and brushed her face.
When you are asking a tree and you're like this, and you're saying to the tree, I wish you'd give me some of your energy. I wish you could help me. Can you read me? Can you feel me? And the tree will lift its branch and it would move where it could just barely touch you and come back up. The trees have very much high energy, and the tree can speak to you if you really listen. They say, well, how are the leaves gonna really help? They do. If you find the right tree, it will give you the medicine. It tells you what tree, what leaves you need to take.
And that's a good point. A lot of people say is like, well, I've tried that and it doesn't work. All trees are not awaken, if you will. Older trees, you can get a vibe, and when you hug them, you'll feel it. Others
Correct.
are kind of sleeping.
Now, then they say, well, a dead tree. They're just dead, so they break it down. Not actually, they're dead. They're what we call sleeping logs because they're coming. They have seeds too. The trees have seeds, and they go out as the wind is coming. It puffs it up, and they spread out. And then they're around. Sam says it was the sweetest touch, absolutely so sweet, like when a baby gives you a kiss. Exactly. It is, it's a good way of saying it because it is true. That is how a tree will make you feel. And when you can feel all that energy from the tree, you get like shivers or goosebumps. And that's like your energy that it was given to you.
Or even sometimes like almost a static electricity or spider webs.
Mm-hmm. Same thing. Breaths and feels a calm too. You have to be open and available. Yes, this is very, very true. It is important that, you could be so angry or you can be so depressed and you just, sitting behind the tree. That tree is going to help you spiritually to get out of that funk, out of that resisting. Then you're like, oh, wow, it has lifted. It won't take it all, but it has give you some comfort of release.
Kind of like the old saying, if you're debating on something or have a problem with something, sit under a tree to think. It helps you just slow your mind down and get through
Right.
stuff.
Mama Bear Claw, have you heard of history of the dog man showing themselves to children? Yes, this is an old saying that when you have seen the children have seen the dog man, that is a reason that they are being shown so that as that child grows up, it will remember. And they also can mark you to be communicated. Just as the Satangas, I have 4 markings from all my 4 clans. If I'm sick, they'll come. Believe me, they do. If I'm worried, they come. If I feel something is being threatened, they'll come. They can feel you from wherever they are. My clan Blackfoot reds, some of them are afraid of them, but we always had said, we shall not be afraid. They communicate with us, they share things with us, they had taught us many things, but it's some of the relatives that makes it more than what it is. And I was very grateful that I was and honored to be taught more. Griff is like a straw or calling the water. Okay, if you want to say calling the water, doesn't matter if it's a creek, a river, or an ocean. Say you go and stand in it, and what that said is your feet are in the water, they're cleansing you. You're going to feel a little more happier or a little more at ease. Doesn't matter if it's salt water, river water, clear water, you feel relief. Just like taking a shower. Doesn't the shower help you release whatever? And you're not as trauma to it? Yeah. Other things that people say, well, I don't know how to swim. My husband don't know how to swim, but he likes to sit in the water. He can do like up to here, and that's fine. But don't get really nervous and stuff. You have to relax yourself so the water can tell you, I'm not going to hurt you. And the water is also healing. And thank you for sharing that.
So the one of the big questions was, have you heard the history of the dogmen showing themselves to children? And I think that's been a common theme with all spirits encrypted because the kids are more innocent and that sort of thing. Is that correct?
Yes. And like I said again, Bigfoot and Dogman, they do run together. Many say they don't. Other channels, okay, they have their beliefs, but many relatives will tell you, yes, they do, and some don't. And that's because either they play like we horse around, that's how they do. And you hear them in the woods. You'll hear them ruff, 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 and you hear ah, that's them playing around. Unless it's really deeper, then they're both communicating to tell you there's someone in our area.
And so also, would you say that all of those creatures are also like us, where they have different personalities? So not all of them are going to get along at times.
Yes.
Okay.
What did Sam say? I didn't read. Oh, yes. I love going to the beach and letting the waves run over to my feet, pull me back. Yep. It is a wonderful feeling. I always go to the woods when I don't feel well. Within minutes, I feel better. Well, when you out and you're walking in the woods or even hiking for the day or whatever, and you're saying, I don't feel good, but and then something changes your mind and you're, wow, that's beautiful. You're not realizing it's already taken care of.
Nature spirits are a wonderful thing.
Yes. It's important that when you have many things that are with you, turquoise, I love turquoise, and it grounds me with Mother Earth. Now, many people ask you, why do natives keep turquoise and silver? Just like how Sleeping Bear. Does silver and turquoise have any spiritual meanings? Yes, it does. This is the last of my stones that I did, and my husband helped me weld.
Oh, wow.
This is a Father's Day gift that we put together for his best friend of 48 years. And he was the man that stand with us when we got married. He's always thought he could never find love. And now he has met a woman. She was a widow and never met no other man. My lovely brother, who I say he's my brother, she was his first, and she's been with him now for 3.5 years.
That's beautiful.
Yes. And I'm glad she kind of helped him settle down because he really needed it. Thank you, Sam. For some reason, let me pull this up. Some reason I've always felt I must live and be near water. Born next to Nicaragua and the lakes of Oronto, Erie, now transplant to the Gulf of America. You could be that your aura is more water, that's why. Because everyone has some kind of lining around them, and that is due to Mother Earth. Mama Bear Claw, I asked because I was surrounded around 4 or 5 when I saw a dogman in 1975. You know, that's when the dogman was really coming out more. And 2, that's also when many of the Bigfoots will be coming out. A lot of police officers and some government didn't understand, and they hid many things, but it was there. They would allow many children and those who had the print of love for all creatures will be allowed to see, even if it's a human, an elder, a person, older teenager, same thing. They will be allowed to see.
And I can vouch for that because I'm third generation cop. And I've heard stories about my father, and I've had to where you don't report what is there.
Mm-hmm.
You
There
know,
was
kind of.
a lot of hardship because I have a few grandchildren. They're in the military, and I told them I know more than what you think. And my grandson, he's in the Marines, and he's like, there's it's. And I told them, don't be calling them that S. And they said, how do you know? I was taught. I told them,
Hey Heidi,
tell them who I am. So yes, I love the aura that Mama seen around me. Yes, that is totally you, Sam. Very much you. Say greetings, Heidi. How are you, sweetheart? All right, I have 5 minutes left, and then I need to go get my grandbaby. So if anyone is looking for any protection medicine bags, let me know. You can email me. Thank you, Sparky. I also have Dreamcatcher earrings left. I still have one fan. I sold 2 already. And I have smudge kits. Oh my goodness. Smudge kits. I have the large ones and then I have the small ones. You can email me or message me on Messenger for price and for shipping and everything. But only the protection medicine bag, there is no shipping cost. It's all with it, and that is $80 for everything. That's include shipping wherever you are.
and those are not
I've
just made bags; those are made bags prayed over during making and after.
yes, as I cut and as I sew, my hands can tell you my fingerprint. So I do thank everyone for coming on. I do apologize for being short. I'm shy by 5 minutes, but still, I do thank you. I love you all. I will keep you all in my prayers. And if you do need some prayers too, email me, message me, and I'll be happy to pray over whoever it is that you need prayers for. Okay. Thank you again. I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. They call me Mama Bear Claw. Many blessings to you all. Thank you again. Hi, hi. Have a beautiful day.